So with that, I'm going to introduce my client and friend Alex. And if Alex, if you could come off mute and on video, that would be great.
There it is.
There he is. There he is. Welcome. Thanks for taking the time out of, I know your busy schedule, to be with us here
Not a
tonight.
problem. Not a problem, Bill. Always welcome to join.
All good. Alex and I started working in 2021 when he was with a large food company in New Jersey. He got laid off in 2023, but because we had all the base work done, he was able to land his next position within 6 weeks. And then he called me back earlier this year and landed another position at a much higher level, just in the last couple of months. It was actually what, May when you got
Yeah, we're
got that role?
literally seven weeks into this one, so
All good. All
it's
good.
on a whirlwind. You know how it is, but it's been great.
All good. So, Alex also invited me to his 50th birthday party, which had a Kentucky Derby theme last year, which was a wonderful thing. And I'll credit his wife for putting that together, but it was really a lot of fun. And again, he had several promotions in the food industry with this one company. He had 11 different positions. And then what I really want to talk about here tonight, Alex, is the importance of interview preparation, what you and I went through, what your experience was in terms of delivering the kinds of things that we spoke about, and then landing and negotiating the positions that you were able to do.
Yeah, for sure. So, Bill, I'm sorry. First time with this one. Anything I can and cannot say? What's off limits, on limits? So before.
I trust your judgment. I don't.
No,
I think
so
we're
you
fine.
mentioned companies. Are we allowed to? I don't know. I
It's
mean,
up to you if it's up to you if you want to mention companies. That's entirely up to you. I didn't, but it's entirely up to you.
no problem. You guys can look me up on LinkedIn, no problem. So that's not a problem. So guys, thank you. Thanks. Nice to join you guys. Listen, I'm welcome to any questions you might have. Bill and I started working a couple years ago, and it was very interesting at first. You know, really where it was going to go with Bill and the conversations that we were having. Eventually, it turned into really a little bit more of a in-depth understanding of what I wanted to do. You know, after I had a chance to say what is it, what's important to me, and where am I looking to go next. And we really worked together a lot of hours. I got to say, spent a lot of time together, really spending hours together, understanding, hey, this is where I was doing before. Where are we going next? What's the career path look like? It's never perfect, but I think at the end of the day, what's really valuable to you? And once you realize some of that, once you go to a lot of these interviews, they're very simple because if you have some true values and what you're connecting with, and you know how to express and communicate what you're good at, everybody has a lot of great strengths and some weaknesses. But if you're able to express those in an interview and you come through with true, genuine approach and commitment, it's very easy to get people to really buy into you, right? So it's been a lot of the stuff, the growing that I've done with Bill over the past couple of years. You know, I've been in the food industry for almost 30 years. I started off with Mondelez. I was at Mondelez for 20 something years, went to another company for a couple of years. And recently I moved over as a chief supply chain officer for another company, food company, for a company called Dr. Prager's out of here in New Jersey. And it's been great. And it's been an interesting move the past couple ones because the first time you move out of being in such a big company for so many years, you leave kind of afraid, very vulnerable, you know, and we spoke a lot with Bill and kind of gave me a lot of confidence. Once that happened, we had been working before prior, and you know the move after after it really forced me to look for a job after, guys. I'll be honest with you, because prior to that, Bill and I would speak, and I would put some effort in, but literally, I think I hadn't worked harder than the time that I looked for that job, the first job after Mondelez. I was on my computer every single day, first thing in the morning, 8, 10 hours a day, sitting here talking to people, communicating, contacting folks, just kind of networking and really just understanding what was out there. And then eventually, I landed a great role. I spent about 2 years there, and then literally within the last couple months, another great opportunity opened up, and I had to really move on. And because the opportunity was there, and you have to strike when the iron's hot, and it really made a lot of sense for me. So here I am today, 7 weeks later, up to my elbows with stuff going on, but it's been a great experience, kind of taking some companies that really need some help and helping them drive to their next potential. really learning all the skills that I've developed over my career, and now really being able to implement at a different level. So it's been spectacular. It hasn't been easy, but I enjoy it every single day. So so yeah, Bill, sorry.
Yeah, I
Let me
was going
know.
to say
I'm
you're
sorry.
now you're now the chief supply officer, okay? And probably a little over 2 years ago, I don't think that you would have seen this in your future. Is that a fair way to say it?
Completely agree. Yeah, great. Big company experience is great, of course, but you get pigeonholed into a standard career path, which kind of you'll grow, and then okay, here comes your next promotion, and next promotion, and the next promotion. I left Mondelez as a director, and literally moved up through the ranks in different areas. I have a vast experience in all of supply chain, end to end R&D, plant running operations in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and actually, to one of the people that really valued and made me realize it was Bill. It's like in conversations, Alex, you have all this long list of credentials. You really need to sell those, and those help sell you into what you're worth and understanding really what you're worth in the marketplace today.
Yeah, and just from a you talk about the titles and the positions that have come along with it, but there's also some accompanying salary related stuff, which I'll do some quick math here. You're at about, I don't know, 55, 60% higher base than where you were a couple of years ago, and with a upside potential from a bonus standpoint that's significant. I'm round numbers here. I may not be totally accurate, but um,
I think you're falling short. So
okay.
literally, from when I left Mondelez to where I'm at today, I'm probably almost 3x.
Then there you go. Then there you go. 3x meaning the upside of that, which is terrific. And again, you you had all this inside you and didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And that's one of my roles, is to make sure that people see in themselves what other people will eventually see once you're able to communicate it properly.
Yeah, and that's and part of it is once you can go into work and you're in there every single day. Once you take able to take a step back, and it gets hard because we fall into the day to day grind, and you're going through the day, and to take a step back and realize and analyze the situation, we don't take the time, right? So when certain things happen in life, okay, getting laid off, you're kind of get a little kick in the ass that you have to do it and take the time to say, hey, where am I? What am I doing with myself, and where am I going, and where's my career path, and what's my true interest? And working with Bill, it kind of I think it really elevated that for me because I was thinking one thing, and then in conversation, Bill would ask me several questions and actually put me to work, with a lot of his exercises, but well worth it because you actually take the time to develop yourself and think about yourself in a very different manner, right? Versus, yeah, we can do a self assessment and review, but some personal questions about you and your faith and where you're going, what you want, what's important to you in life, and where you're trying to get, and how's your career choice going to influence what your decisions are, right? So,
All
very
good.
effective.
From that standpoint, any questions that any of you might have for Alex? And Alex is good about answering questions. He's well trained. No, I'm kidding. Um, no, feel free. This is the entire intent, was to open this up as a Q&A related to not only the work that Alex and I did, but how I work with any client that decides to sign on with me, because I'm attached at the hip until you land.
Well, I can vouch for that. Actually, guys, Bill, actually, when I first met Bill, he actually started working with my wife, to be honest with you guys. He met my wife and started talking to her, and next thing you know, Bill and I kind of connected. After that connection, he helped my wife make some other different career choices, and she's kind of started her own business based on that. She was going down more of a corporate type path, and it really wasn't her fit. And it really was kind of Bill's influence to kind of say, this isn't for you. Find where your passion is, and kind of steered her in the right way and helped me communicating with me to make sure she was able to make those decisions as well. So it was twofold how that came along.
Cool. No, it was great working with both of you. I mean, very, very different circumstances, very different skills, abilities, talents, but both of you have done very, very well since we met back, I think it was in 2021, the fall of 21, that we
Yeah.
met, and then, like you said, started working with your wife first. So, um, Michael, Marsden, John, questions, Melody? Michael, go ahead.
All right. So, okay, Alex, yeah, thanks for the talk. All right. So you mentioned that your salary went up 3x, right? Which is very nice, right? And so was that a negotiation, right, or was that something that the offered you right off the bat?
It was both, right? I mean, some of it is negotiation and understanding where the market's at and understanding where you can push and where you shouldn't, right? It's all about where you are in the career path and what risks you're willing to take in the negotiation as well, right? So you might push too hard and they might not accept it, but it's all part of pushing and taking that risk. To me, and that was part of the conversation with Bill. Where are we at? Do we push? Do we ask for more? How do we negotiate? What kind of communication do we send? And it's not always about just a base salary. There's a bunch of other things that go into it. There's base salary, there's bonuses, there's sign-on bonuses, there's long-term incentives, whatever, car allowances, things that at the end of the day add up to dollars that are going to make you more financially stable. So all those have to come. You have to play. Even health insurance nowadays is a big part. I'll give you guys a great example. Moving from my last company to this company, my health insurance dropped by 2/3 what I was spending before. And nobody realizes those types of costs, but finding another company which has better benefits has a big impact on the day what you're taking home to be able to, make your personal choices and grow your wealth. At the end of the day, yes, you're working a career, but the idea is you're looking at the other side is your personal wealth and growth that you want to do outside. So that to me is part of where you need to negotiate appropriately, push where you can, understand where the market's at, and use the tools that are out there. Don't believe everything that's out there in the marketplace. Some of the numbers that you see out there sometimes seem a little bit inflated. What really happens, in my opinion, understanding and working at such levels that you see a lot of salaries, you know where people are at. And at the end of the day, it's all about self worth. If you're really able to prove yourself and you're able to, show like Bill's example before, show the value that you're bringing to the company. You know, what value are you bringing that somebody else can't bring, and what makes you worth more than somebody else?
And what makes you the right / only candidate for what it is that the position entails?
Bill's famous line.
That's right.
It is. It is.
Marsden, John, Melody.
Yes, I had a quick question, Alex. If you can share, what was the closing question, and how did you answer?
At the end of the day, it's me around being confident in who you are as a person, skill set. I know what I'm able to deliver. I have a track record of able to do it. I've been able to prove it time and time again. To me, that's my last rank. Why am I the right person? I'm able to deliver and bring you to the next level. The last company I was at, able to turn them around 180% in literally less than 6 months. We went from terrible service numbers to almost 99% month over month. Just being able to say, I have this track record, I've developed this skill set, and you have to be confident, right? You have to be confident in these conversations. If you show weakness, people will see that. You have to be very confident and own what skill sets you really dominate. That's the most important part every time you speak. I said, and if you don't know something, you have to be honest. I understand this, but this is my strength. This is an area I can definitely support in, and being transparent.
Okay, thank you.
No
And,
problem.
and a lot of the confidence comes, obviously there's some mindset, there's some internal work that goes along with creating a situation where you have the right level of confidence, but it also comes from doing the first two parts of job search properly, which is identifying those areas where you've added value, what your contributions were, and how you've turned things around. Like Alex just mentioned, I mean, I remember we had this conversation in his prior position where their service rates were in the mid 80%. In other words, when companies would make an order, the percentage of orders that went out on time, completely filled, was only like 85%. In 6 months, Alex moved that number up to close to 99%. So the difference in terms of customer satisfaction was huge because customers were losing confidence. They couldn't rely on Alex's prior company to deliver the goods that they had said they'd be able to do. So there were a whole lot of things that went along for that. I mean, I'm really top lining it, but when you look at your own background, everyone on this call has similar accomplishments. They may not be the same. I mean, they may not be as robust as what I just described, and they may be in other areas of those 5 different areas of where you can add value, but you have them. And doing the proper preparatory work where you can both describe and deliver those accomplishments and contributions clearly in a compelling way, in a concise way in an interview, that's what's going to get you the job. That's what's going to get you to the next level. So, any other questions, John, Erica, Melody? I know there are a couple people that are not on the call tonight that would love to speak with you, Alex, but they said they couldn't make it. They'll see the recording, and
No, I'm available if you want me to speak to them separately. You're more than welcome to my contact info. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Bill, I just want to say I put something in the chat. I love when Alex was speaking how he used we. You could tell that it was like a team effort, that you were right there by him the whole way through, which is really, really, I think, nice.
So I've come from a very long track of servant leadership, right?
Yeah,
To me, it's
that's
about
true.
how do I develop my team. At the end of the day, once you grow in your career, you're responsible to grow your team. My number one responsibility after delivering for the company is making sure I grow my people to grow within the company or with that or moving out. And I will make sure that they will grow the proper skills and give them those opportunities. That's my responsibility as a leader that I will always do. And at the end of the day, servant leadership is, you guys, if you look it up, it's the upside down triangle. What do I need to provide you from skills, support, dollars to make sure you're successful, right? I'm not up top, I'm the bottom of the triangle. So I practice this every day with my team. I spend hours with them. Literally, it is 9 p.m. right now. I went in with my team at 4 a.m. this morning. Okay. So make sure, because I pushed on them, I went in at 4 a.m. with them. I was at the sites with them. So I'm still here, trying to make sure you guys understand it's commitment to the team. And once you commit to them, they see that. And, it's becoming a leader, and people really, you lead by example. And I will be the first one to do it.
And the bottom line is the 4 a.m. situation was because an urgent circumstance has arisen in his group, and he needed the support of the others on his team, but he was the first guy there at 4 this morning. So on that note, I won't keep you any longer, Alex. Unless there's another question, John, Melody, that you might want to ask Alex, feel free to.
I think every question that I've had, he's already answered.
Okay. Okay, great.
Well,
With that,
guys,
Alex.
no problem, guys. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. If you have other questions, look me up on LinkedIn or ask Bill for my contact. I'll be happy to connect with you. Again, it's been a great relationship with Bill. We've actually grown into become friends. One of the things I got to say with Bill, the biggest appreciation I had, it wasn't about the funds in a way, because Bill delivered hours upon hours with me. We would spend hours over the years, and it wasn't about, hey, it's not about, you can go to some firms and some people will say, it's this much I charge out. Bill will say, you know what? My role is to help you make your next move. And he committed to that, and, he stood by me, and I appreciate that. So that's one thing I will, hands down, you guys will definitely appreciate the service working with them.
All good. Alex, thanks. And I'll be in touch with you shortly, and I hope your starting time tomorrow is later than 4.
5 tomorrow. I promise my team. I'll be there at 5. So